Yantras. I think this is, Yantras and ecds and keystones are the most powerful way to restore the balance of the five elements and reduce environmental stress. Um, there's all kinds of other remedies, but these are the most subtle, the most powerful. Over the last 40 years, I've had the best experiences with this. And it doesn't involve any remodeling, no extra expense to your clients. And so it's very easily done and inexpensive. So I want to talk a little bit about why we use yantras and why we use the specific yantras that we use. Everything is made of energy. We know that the floor is solid, but if you put it under a powerful microscope, it's made of atoms, protons, neutrons, quarks, and God particles, and even those are made of earth, water, fire, air, and space. So we know that mantras, or sound or vibration, has energy and frequency that affects our physiology and the environment. We know that a yantra is a physical manifestation of a mantra or a sound. And Vastu uses different yantras that have Sanskrit numbers that add up in a specific way to create a coefficient of energy that's designed to create energy barriers, to stop expenses from leaking out, to attract a blocked or missing energy, solar magnetic energy, or to move stuck energy within the house. So a little bit about the background of how the yantras work was done by Dr. Hans Jenny using a tonoscope. It's a apparatus that renders sound into form, and basically he had two metal plates with a microphone and a wire attached to it, with crystals on the very top of the two plates that would vibrate when you would utter a sound into the microphone. And one of the most powerful experiments he did was chanting Om. The crystals would start to vibrate and form this shape, which is very close to a Sri Yantra, one of the most powerful yantras on the planet. So also Dr. Emoto did studies of effect of mantras or sounds on molecules in water. And basically all these studies show what Einstein was saying. Everything is made of energy, and if you can match the frequency of the reality you want to create, you cannot help but get that reality. And it's just physics. It's not a superstition. It's not a belief system. It's science. It's physics, why this happens. Yantras use the shapes represented by the five elements, and they act like a tuning fork to really balance your environment. The outer shape is the square, representing earth. The circle is representing air. The triangles pointing up are representing fire, and the triangles pointing downward represent water, and then the dot in the center represents space. So these are two forms of Sri Yantra. This is a three-dimensional yantra called the crystal Sri Yantra. Magnifies the energy of the Sri Yantra several times over. So when you have these triangles up, 9 triangles pointing down and 4 triangles pointing up, it's the intersection of the male and female, the Shiva Shakti. And this forms a very powerful influence on the environment to attract abundance and prosperity. And we use this Sri Yantra to filter negative energy, or energy that could be disturbing your environment. So it contains the golden section, and it actually is the geometric structure of a hydrogen atom. It emits frequencies that reorganize the energies inside a building. So energy, all the energy is made of earth, water, fire, air, and space. And the yantra matches the frequency of the five elements in your environment, restoring this balance of um, earth, water, fire, air, and space. Yantras, they contain those five elements, and the other yantras that we use also contain numbers that add up to a certain frequency depending on what direction, if, diagonally and horizontally and vertically, they'll add up to the same number, and that's the coefficient. That number is the coefficient of energy that we want to move whatever stuck energy there is. Some yantras use just the shapes. Some yantras use a mantra and shapes and colors. But basically, these yantras can reduce stress caused by poor alignment, shape, placement, leaks, all these different things. Here's how the yantra relates to all the different things, the chakras, the elements, the planets, the colors, all these different things. And there's actually a bij mantra for each particular shape as well. And the effects. I can just go through one, and we don't have to spend a lot of time. You can look at this. So the earth element is related to the square shape, and it affects kapha dosha. Its planet is Saturn. Its color, it can be orange or blue. Its smell, it has to do with the sense of smell. It affects the root chakra, and in astrology, house 1 and 12. The sound is lum, and it affects stability, whether you're grounded or not. The gem is blue sapphire. It affects your skeletal structure. The direction is southwest. The Devata, which is very, very critical. This is a subtler mantra than the planetary mantra, say for Saturn, which is Varaha. The coefficient number is 8 and 33. The day of the week is Saturday, and it affects the astrological signs of Aquarius and Capricorn. It's the ruler of those two signs. It has to do with fear, and if it's used to correct things, it can reduce fear, can increase love, and it affects also the organ in the body, the feet, the area, and can help you be more grounded, more secure. The kosha, or the sheath, is anamaya. So I'm not going to go through all those. We're going to do some of this in our meditation, but you can see how it's all connected to everything, basically, in the yantras that we're using. So here are the yantras, the planetary yantras that we use. And, these are, each one is connected to a devata and a different planet and different aspirations. So these you've learned in our lessons. Mercury is prosperity, and our nervous system. Jupiter supports our growth and our immune system. Sun supports our health and our circulatory system. Venus supports our productivity and endocrine system. Mars supports our motivation and muscular system. Rahu supports our career and immune system. Saturn supports knowledge and skeletal system. And Moon supports relationships, and our respiratory system. So here are the yantras and the directions that they go in. This is a geopathic stress yantra, and we will always put one on electrical panel. That will take care of any fire electrical imbalances within the house if we forget one or something like that. Northeast, the Sri Yantra will always go in the northeast, especially if there's a toilet there. We'll put one on the jamb to the toilet. That helps correct that toilet, along with the ECD on the back of the toilet. The Dikdosha Yantra will always go towards the center. If there's a toilet in the center, we'll put it on that door jamb, as well as ECD, and maybe even a Sri Yantra on the door jamb is really good. And this, most houses don't have a Brahmasthana. They don't have a skylight in the center or an atrium. So this helps to correct that, and also if it's not aligned to the cardinal directions. Then the Matsya Yantra is for protection, to go at the door. Any doshas, imbalances in the west, we use all of these planetary yantras in every situation, even if it's in cube or a big place like a hotel, or just even a desk in a cube. Here are the Devata mantras that you guys really need to learn. We'll practice chanting them, but it's basically Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Nama, Om Namo Bhagavate Buddha Devaya Nama for north, Om Namo Bhagavate Vamana Devaya Nama for the Jupiter in the northeast, Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandrayana for the sun in the east. Om Namo Bhagavate Parasuramaya Nama for Venus in the southeast. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaha for Mars in the south. Om Namo Bhagavate Varadevaya Nama for Rahu in the southwest. Om Namo Bhagavate Kurmadevaya Nama for Saturn in the west. And Om Ganapatiye Namaha, for the Dikdosha in the center. Also, there's the other part of that mantra. Ganapatya De Loka Devi Dikpalakastika Seda Seganapatya Shiram Karventu Megaraham. Or you can also use Om Maha Bhagavata Vastupurushaya Namaha for this yantra. So I talked about circles they're very difficult to correct, but basically we would use ECD in 4 corners, creating, if it's just a big open space in a dome, we could put an ECD in 4 corners and create a rectangular boundary within that circle. But we'd also always use all the planetary yantras, because basically you're having a cut in each direction. This is a dome for Art of Living Center in Texas. Let's see here. So the rules for the yantra installation. Yantras should not be used in a toilet area. Only the ECDs can be used in that area. They should be ideally 3 feet off the floor inside. Eye level is good. You can even you can associate them with a different level. So Saturn could go at kind of the base chakra level. Jupiter could go at the genital level. You can put Mars at the solar plexus level. You could put Venus at the heart level, Mercury at the throat level, and Moon and Sun at the third eye level or above. And you want to chant the mantra associated when you place it. Now, we utilize transparent yantras if we can, if it's possible. We like to put them on windows because the light coming through magnifies their energy of the mantra and the coefficient of energy by the Sanskrit numbers and the colors as well. So we try to put them in the upper right hand corner or left hand corner of a window, about 1 inch from the corner. And this is because if you put them down low, water collects there when people wash their windows, and it creates some situation where they'll start to come off after a while. And if we put them too close to the upper corner, also water will collect there. Um, we want to keep them up high away from kids because kids love stickers. They love to peel them off, so keep them up high as well. You can hide them. You can place them behind pictures or doors or paintings. Um, the fine printing should be always towards the bottom of the yantra, so it should face up if possible. The yantras can be hidden. They shouldn't actually point down towards the ground or be placed on the floor. Um, uh, if the windows are sweating a lot, they're old-fashioned windows. Or they say you can ask if the windows are going to be replaced before you start. Then puts them. They can go on a window jamb. They can go on an electrical switch plate. We want to avoid areas that might going to be painted. We don't want to paint over yantras. You could paint over ecds, but not yantras, ideally. So again, when you're doing a house that's not aligned to the crescents, the highest option is the 9-planet harmonizer. Again, the green yantra should point to true north. This realigns the energies within the house. When a house is not aligned, it distorts the energy field, affects your thinking, your decision making, and overall, it's not a good idea. So here we can also use a dikdosha yantra. It could go on a door jamb, or it could go on a wall plate like that. That way that they can paint and it won't get disturbed. Um, on the main door jamb, there's a couple things that you could put there. You always would. Now, the main door would be the door that people use the most, whether it's the door from the garage to the house or the main front door. And we always want to put a Matsya yantra there, even in an apartment. That sets a protective field for those people living there or working there. You could also put a dikdosha, I mean a Ganesh, Drishti Ganesh for protection. In this case, it was a south-facing door, so they also had a ECD that would be on the jamb on the opposite side, so they see each other, creating an energy barrier, not leaking expenses out. So on a door to a bathroom in the north, northeast, or east, or center, we also place the Shri Yantra. Again, that filters that polluted energy from going out into the rest of the house. We use a geopathic stress yantra for any really high voltage fire elements, like a stove that's maybe in the northeast. You could put it in a drawer right next to it, so it won't get damaged, and it's very close there. It improves that energy flow of the stuck energy because it's in the northeast area of the house. Whenever there's a block in the north or the east, you can use the yantra for that direction. This is a block north, so we use the Mercury yantra to attract that missing or blocked energy. We can use a geopathic, always put a geopathic stress yantra on the electrical panel, because that will take care of all the electric energies in the house in case you miss some for some reason. It'll also help that smart meter not having change the vibration of it, so it's not causing illness to the people in the house. You can use it when you detect a geopathic stress line using dowsing rods. You can use it on a cell phone or on a laptop. to improve the energy on a router as well. So there's several other yantras that we use, um, and we'll talk a little bit about those. This is to attract a relationship. This is just another colored of a geopathic stress yantra. This is a yantra for harmony, like when there's a lot of stress in the family. This is a moon yantra for better sleep that you could put on your bed. Um, and it also is good for depression and for opening your heart, for relationships, good for conception. So many different things. And we usually put this very close to the bed on a nightstand or on the bed, its bed frame itself, so that it's close to the person's pillow. And this is a Matsya Yantra, again, for protection. This is Sri Yantra we use in the Northeast for toilets. Um, Copper ecds we use outside, like we do for inside corrections of shape and energy barriers. This is a regular energy sticker ECD that we use inside the house. This is a Baglamukhi yantra we use for any legal issues, for issues with taxes or government, or trying to improve students' examinations. Yeah, so any situation where you're in a battle, basically. Keystones, again, to improve the shape and attract more abundance. They can also be used to ignite altars. This is the Drishti Ganesh for protection. This is a yantra we use to sell a house or for protection in your car for travel. This is a yantra for health. You know, somebody has an operation, you put that on their bedpost. That helps with the health. And there's also yantra for studies, to improve studies, a Saraswati yantra. This is a Mrityunjaya yantra. So here's how we place, yantras on a bed close to the pillow. For conception, use the moon yantra. For somebody who's having nightmares, Geopathic stress yantra. You could use a Saraswati yantra to improve memory on the computer or on the bed. Bagalamukhi yantra could go in the prayer place or on the bed as well for legal issues, for examination. Mrityunjaya yantra for health could go on the bed. Also, they could go in the prayer place. Relationship yantra, also trying to attract a relationship or improve your present relationship. They all can go on your bed or the prayer place or on a computer or somewhere where you're spending a lot of time. We're going to talk about particular issues that people have. So for financial issues, we're always going to look for what's going on in the Northeast, the center as well. Is there any clutter? Or is not enough windows? Are there toilets or cuts? As well as are there leaks in the Southwest? The mantra we can use is Om Shrim Klim Lakshmi Narayana Namaha, as well as that Sri Yantra in the Northeast. Conception issues involves growth and some imbalance in the Southeast. So moon yantra near the pillow, chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha 108 times a day. Correct any clutter, cuts, extensions in the northeast, northwest, southeast, or center. Northeast fire elements like toilets, definitely. Southeast toilets as well. Shape, look at the shape as well. For any sleep, depression, also the conception issues, moon yantra near the pillow, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha again. Clear any clutter, cuts, extensions in the northwest, northeast, southeast, or center for sleep. This is also for relationship issues. Well, we're going to go through that separately. Yeah, for career or business issues, Om Ganganapati Namaha 108 times a day. Um, Rahu Yantra. You can also use a Ganesh Yantra. Correct the center, southwest clutter, cuts, extensions in the southwest, um, toilets, stoves, meters, panels, furnace, hot water tank in the southwest. Check all those out. If somebody's having trouble moving forward in their career, their business is stuck, you need to definitely correct any issues in the northwest, northeast, or southeast, as well as center as well. Relationships, family harmony yantra or the moon yantra. Now, the family harmony yantra could go in. You could always ask people, where do they feel the most stress? Um, and they could go maybe a lot of times it's in the kitchen. You can go put that family harmony yantra on the window in the kitchen. Chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Nama or Om Namo Bhagavate Om Namah Shivaya. You can tell people if they're about to get into an argument, they can chant Om Namah Shivaya to themselves silently. They can also say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you to themselves silently. That can shift the energy a lot of times. But basically, for relationships, you want to correct the center, the northeast, northwest, and southeast clutter, cuts, extensions, any toilets or water bodies in the southeast as well. Because the southeast increases that anger, the pitta, the disagreeable nature, and the northwest, increases the vata, the inability to connect, spaciness. For study issues, creativity issues, you may want to, people who are not doing well in your exams, the Baglamukhi mantra, yantra, we're going to talk about that next. But Saraswati Deviye Namaha, Om Saraswati Deviye Namaha, like 9 times before you study or take a test. In a Saraswati yantra before, near the pillow on the bed frame, or you could put it on their computer. Definitely want to correct any northwest and southwest cuts or extensions, as well as water or fire elements in the southwest. Any legal, tax, immigration, exam issues, green card, Baglamukhi yantra near the pillow or the prayer place, chant Om Hreem Baglamukhi Namaha 108 times a day. Correct the center, the southeast, the southwest for cuts or clutter, extensions, toilets, and fire elements in the southwest as well. So the Maruti Yantra has several uses as well. It can be placed in a car for travel and protection. When you install it, chant Om Marutatmane Hari Makataya Swaha Om Klim Ram Ram Marute Ram Ram Jam Om. You could chant for the selling a house. You can put this place the yantra at a noon on Sunday on the east side of the residence while chanting that mantra. Chant once daily after until the house sells. If you're kind of looking at a house that's not selling, you can tell that family to declare any personal knickknacks or personal items. Make sure they disassociate from the home. A lot of times homes don't sell is because people are still attached. So it's just that they need to really say that home is not theirs anymore. Depersonalize any pictures. Picture how people want to see themselves. they want to see themselves in your home, not you, not your personal stuff. Don't cover any windows, make it as light as possible. Um, Urge them to get hardwood floors if they can, because people don't really like carpet anymore. It'll improve the value of the house. Neutral colors throughout. Don't use any dark colors, especially on ceilings. The path to the front door should be very appealing and inviting. Lots of beautiful, colorful flowers. Landscaping is trimmed, lots of light. And before somebody comes to buy, you can move around the house and just chant Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vastu Purushaya Namaha. And you can also tell the house that you're leaving, and to attract someone who will take good care of the house and prosper there. So any kind of health issues, like mental issues, usually it's northwest or north. Any inflammation issues, it's usually southeast or northeast, can be too sometimes. Um, but the inflammation really is the cause or the result of any kinds of health issues like bone cancer, depression, weight, bones, skin, gums, infections, heart issues, lung issues, sleep issues, joint issues, gut issues, stress, autoimmune diseases like diabetes, MS, RA, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, lupus, irritable bowel syndrome, anemia, Graves' disease, celiac disease, Hashimoto's, and tumors. Tumors usually related to northeast as well because it's growth, inflammation and growth together. Southeast, usually any disease is a combination of southeast and another direction, because southeast is that pitta, that inner fire in the body that can create inflammation. So look in the southeast, look in the center for clutter, look for any cuts, extensions in the southeast. Toilets in the northeast can cause issue, fire elements and cuts in the northeast as well. Mrityunjaya mantra, Mrityunjaya Yantra, both very powerful. And this is just a chart showing the different systems that are affected by doshas in each direction. So air element in the northwest, if there's a dosha, it affects the respiratory and relationships. In the west, it'll affect air element, air earth element, skeletal issues. In the southwest, career, immune issues, also skeletal issues. In the south, it affects the muscular system. In the southeast, the endocrine system. In the east, the immune system. And the circulatory system in the northeast. North, nervous system. Center, central nervous system. All of those are affected by imbalances in each direction. I'm not going to go through this, but basically in each direction there are specific illnesses and types of things, more specifically, that are affected by these different illnesses in each direction by doshas there. And there are certain herbs that will support that in each direction, certain oils, essential oils, certain part of the body, certain members of the family that are mostly affected in each of these different directions. So yeah, you can just study that chart when you have issues. Here's like 100 different types of illness. We look at, what planet is affected, what area of the house, and what yantra mantra to use in each of those different illnesses. So that pretty much covers it for yantras. we'll be talking a lot more when we go through the examples.